The government have been working hard to tackle crime, but it is still a major issue. Caracas is one of the most dangerous cities in the entire world.
The state is not to blame for the rise in crime. Insecurity stems from deep issues in a society. These issues are hunger, misery, health, education. If you attack these issues progressively, the insecurity will disappear. People believe that Chavez doesn't take care of these issues, and for this he is seen to be ignoring the insecurity. But it is obvious that he has been addressing the deep issues.
On the 11th of April 2002, what may be the shortest coup d'etat in history was staged. It lasted only 47 hours. Chavez was kidnapped and held hostage as part of a CIA-backed assassination plot. In the nation's capital, Caracas, the coup led to a pro-Chavez uprising that the police attempted to suppress. The pro-Chavez Presidential Guard eventually retook Miraflores Palace without firing a single shot. The interim government was ousted and Chavez was triumphantly reinstalled as president.
People of Venezuela, mainly in Caracas, went out of the streets protesting against the government, and it was a way popular demonstration that couldn't be stopped by the fascists. There was the CIA there. I will always argue that we are blaming the CIA, that the CIA was right there. We saw the documents later. Many people were killed, and we didn't know who were the killers. Later on, we knew there were people from snipers, professional snipers.
North America has had an influence, but it's not overpowering. It's more like a union between two cultures. We must be mindful of how these foreign cultures are influencing us, and where and when this relates to our own culture. Education, healthcare, all benefit from this integration, but we have our Venezuelan identities. The problem with America is that they sell their way of life. It's not genuine or even applicable to Venezuelan life. Globalization is unavoidable. It's a way of this modern age. What we need is to keep our own identities safe, integrating these new cultural ideals into our life where applicable.
It's clear that the foreign media has influenced our own. I think that it's sad that we don't identify with our own culture. Developed countries implant their own ways of life in less developed countries. It's clear that we are following or imitating other countries, and our women try to look like American women from Hollywood.
We need a change in conscience, but this is not easy. Old ways of life are very sexist, very macho. We need to take care of the minimum standard of life, take care of education and healthcare. When our basic needs have been taken care of, then this fundamental change in conscience can take place. Life isn't about who's more beautiful, who has more money. It's about living with love and happiness. This depends on the government, and most importantly, our perception of what happiness is.
Chavez has changed Venezuela. There's a before and after. Before Chavez, the poor had nothing. They had no interest in their government, just following the masses. Even though they had no idea, Chavez gave them a chance to believe and fight for what they wanted.
The government has changed the political scope of Venezuela from the viewpoint of a sociology student. It's clear to me that the government has changed the outlook on democracy and that now people have more rights.
Chavez has created an industrial infrastructure so that we can continue producing. The poor have a right to things they didn't have previously, like education and medicine. The old have been treated, and so have the young. Quite impressive.
Everyone wants power. If we use the right ways, right methods to better our country, then I think we'll be fine. We're starting to identify with our government because of these cultural changes. I believe his party is helping our country.
From the economical perspective, which I see as fundamental, our country is progressing. Our old country is advancing little by little. Economic progression is immensely important. We as a people have more resources, which makes us happy. There's more employment, more resources. These things are good. There have been cultural changes too. We now have a defined leader who we follow happily, a socialist who has guaranteed changes. We have changed our way of thinking, and we are now advancing, developing, and conforming. There are still many problems, but we now have the outlook and drive to change for the better.
It's not that the international media lie or changed the information, but we know that there is an international power that is both national and international. The foreign media is attacked. There is a political opposition that is not only internal but international. Chavez's government is attacked by foreign media and they distort information. You need to move from the national to the global to realize that the media information is being distorted. It is in their interest to portray Chavez like a film villain.
This was a very carefully planned coup. There was a plan there. This is the important thing. It's not an spontaneous, improvised, and made-up thing. It's important to understand that there were internal forces, but there are external forces in play here.
This is a problem with our society. We need someone to blame. Caracas TV, TV National, etc. They all attack the government from different angles. This isn't relevant. It's all exaggeration. It has been a good government, and I think we still need it. Because of the media's distortion, we're left in doubt. I think there have been fundamental changes. That will continue. We as Venezuelans need this.
And that's why they came again, exactly the very same year, with a powerful lockout to strangle our economy in that lockout in December 2003. And then again, with massive riots on the streets in the richest area of Caracas, trying to destroy the peace. And then again, with 200 paramilitaries from Colombia, right in the center of Caracas, trying to stage a coup d'etat. And then again, with a referendum which they lost. And then again, with another election which they lost. What I mean is, they are still there because we believe in democracy. This is an important thing. We respect human rights. We respect democracy. We respect the Constitution. We believe in social progress with democracy. We believe democracy is more important than market forces. We believe democracy is more important than imperial forces. We believe in the people. That's the good lesson that we take.
There are two things that drive humans, money and power. This was characteristic of our old country pre-Chavez. These things are changing. We are living in a different century.
Chavez is an angel to some and a demon to others. The political opposition portrayed Chavez as an underqualified maniac. His supporters, on the other hand, love him and regard the middle class as decadent tyrants. This tension is certainly not helped by the vast and obvious wealth divide. Issues like the popularity of breast surgery can help outsiders to understand the class struggle that has divided Venezuela.
Ha ha ha.